Hey, Dan Cucimillo here with NorCal Sports Network with another video. This video is on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and do they have the best starting rotation heading into the 25 season? We'll talk about that. Before we do, let me thank our sponsor, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, give them a call for all your legal needs. Check them out and their contact information in the description of this video. All right, here we go. Los Angeles Dodgers going into the 25 season. Now that they have signed Blake Snell, what does their starting rotation look like? And will this be the best rotation in all of baseball heading into the 25 season? And also, where will this rotation rank in the all-time starting rotations in Major League Baseball history? Let's take a look at their current rotation as we see Blake Snell heads it up along with Yamato, and then you got Tyler Glasnow coming off a little bit of an injury. Kershaw, I don't think he'll be in there. I think he may hang it up possibly, but Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, also don't forget Bobby Miller. Okay, so if you take out Kershaw and replace that with Bobby Miller, you have a six-man rotation: Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Miller, May, and Gonsolin. You have really only one lefty in there in Blake Snell. He was much needed, especially if Kershaw does not come back. Then you have to look at the possibility as once January 15th comes along and Roki Sasaki is posted, do the Dodgers sign him? There's a lot of talk and a lot of chatter that they will sign him. And I think Sasaki will sign with the Dodgers simply because he's used to pitching in a six-man rotation, and the Dodgers are uniquely set up to go six. They'll probably, if they have seven deep, and I think the fact that Ohtani's coming back to pitch and Yamamoto had some issues with the rotator cuff last year, best suited that these guys pitch on a six-man rotation. So I wonder how that'll work with Blake Snell. But I think this Dodger rotation is definitely right up there. It's, you look at some of the best rotations in all of baseball, and you're probably talking, besides the Dodgers, the Braves with Spencer Strider. I don't know when he makes his return, probably May, June of next year, maybe the All-Star break, depending on how well he recovers. But looks like they'll probably lose Max Fried. But if Strider comes back, Chris Sale, Ronaldo Lopez, that's a pretty good rotation. Also, the Phillies rotation of Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Tejan Walker, Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez. That's a pretty solid rotation as well. Do the San Francisco Giants, they're rumored maybe to get Corbin Burns along with team him up with Logan Webb. That's up there. But, I think the best rotation probably right now in all of baseball, besides the Dodgers, has got to be the Seattle Mariners. Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu. You also maybe have Bryce Miller in there, maybe even Emerson Hancock. We'll see. But I think this Dodger rotation has the potential to definitely be the tops. And if they add Sasaki, I am putting him number one. You add Sasaki, you'll have Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Gonsolin, Bobby Miller, Dustin May, maybe Clayton Kershaw. We'll see where this goes, but that's a pretty loaded, starting rotation. So I think it could be the Dodgers with their hitting and that pitching. It's going to be a very tough team to beat going into 25. Got me thinking, though, what's the best starting rotations of all time? And, one of the rotations that came to my mind, and they don't even make the top 10 according to CBS, this poll ranking, and this was done in 2019, but there hasn't been that many great rotations since 19 that topped these other 10. But I remember the New York Mets, Jerry Koosman, John Matlock, and I think it was, and a Nolan Ryan, who was a rookie that year, pitched a shutout, I believe, in Game 3 of the World Series that year, but they didn't have much other than those three. But let's take a look at some of the all-time top 10 starting rotations, according to CBS Sports' Danny Vietti. The 19 LA Dodgers come in at number 10. Rio and Buehler, Kershaw, Rich Hill, and Kenta Maeda. You look at that rotation, that was a very, very solid rotation. The 2010 San Francisco Giants. This was a beautiful rotation. Statistically, it wasn't as good as it actually was on the field. I mean, these guys were lights out, some of these guys. I mean, Lincecum was unbelievable. Madison Bumgarner, a rookie that year. Look at Matt Cain, Lincecum, Jonathan Sanchez threw a no-hitter. Madison Bumgarner and Barry Zito. And then, it says here, one could argue the 2011 Giants rotation put up much better numbers and more dominant. Then you got the 72 A's. Yes, you had led by Catfish Hunter and Ken Holtzman. Vida Blue didn't even have a great year as far as wins goes, but he had an excellent ERA. John Blue Moon Odom, 15-6, 2.50. Blue Moon Odom, what a guy. And Dave Hamilton. That comes in at number 8. Number 7, the 2011 Phillies, led by the late, great Roy Halladay, who pitched a perfect game. Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, Roy Oswalt, and Vance Worley. That was a heck of a rotation, which makes it even more amazing that the 2010 San Francisco Giants were able to get past the Phillies in the NLCS. But that was an excellent rotation. And then followed up, you have this one, the first 4-game, this was a 4-man pitching staff back when they didn't have a 5-man rotation. Now you're looking at the LA Dodgers going to 6-man rotation. This staff in this era, 4-man rotation, the 71 Orioles, 4 20-game winners. Look at these stats here. Statistics. Get it out there, Dan. Mike Cuellar, Pat Dobson, Jim Palmer, and Dave McNally. Yes, the 71 Baltimore Orioles, who went on to play the Pittsburgh Pirates in the World Series, and the Pirates were victorious in that. That was a classic World Series. Great late Roberto Clemente, his last year in the big leagues before he tragically passed on that flight. I believe that was to Nicaragua, if I recall. I'm trying to remember where he was headed, but that was a great World Series. The 54 Cleveland Indians, early win, Mike Garcia, Bob Lemon, Hall of Famer, Art Hudeman, and another Hall of Famer, Bob Feller. Wow, that was a heck of a staff. And the 98 New York Mets, wow. Who could ever forget the Doc, Dwight Doc Gooden, Ron Darling, David Cohn, Bobby Ojeda, and Sid Fernandez. A great 5-man rotation. The New York Mets, that was the 88 team that lost to the LA Dodgers in the NLCS. And the Dodgers went on to beat the Oakland A's that year. That was the year of the famous Kirk Gibson pinch hit home run off Dennis Eckersley in the bottom of the 9th in Game 1 of the World Series. But the Mets were a great pitching staff that year. And then you got the 19 Houston Astros. The 2019 Houston Astros. Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, Zach Greinke, Wade Miley, and Aaron Sanchez coming in at number 3. Look at all these Hall of Famers that are showing up on here. The 66 Dodgers, another 4-man rotation. Yeah, this was an unbelievable rotation. I definitely remember Koufax and Drysdale and Sutton. I also remember Claude Osteen as well, but that is a tremendous rotation. Koufax, maybe the most dominant starting pitcher of all time for the period of time he pitched. And the 1998 Atlanta Braves come in at number 1. Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, Denny Nagel, Kevin Millwood, and John Smoltz. Denny Nagel, 16-11, had the lowest number of wins on that 5-man rotation. What a staff that was. And just to look at some honorable mentions, the 19 Mets, the 13 Tigers, the 03 A's, the Diamondbacks, 01. That was the year they won it all with Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling, 2 aces on that staff. And then you have a few more there. But, yeah, tell me what you think of these rankings, guys, and tell me what you think of the LA Dodgers. Is this 2025 LA Dodgers, especially if they sign Roki Sasaki, is this going to be the greatest rotation? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you'd please give us a like and subscribe to this channel. We put out a lot of content, a lot of videos, just letting you know what we think. We'll come up with many different topics. But want to thank you for watching this video. NorCal Sports Network, we're on live almost every night of the week, roughly around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we definitely appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Again, tell us below, let us know the comments, what you think of this video. Maybe you've got a different rotation that didn't even come up. Tell us about that. Tell us the rotations, the starting rotations of all time that you think might be the best. Also, tell us what you think of the 25 teams. Who's going to have the best rotation? Let us know your thoughts below. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.